I want to take this opportunity to welcome you once again to my channel, Birasa Mike Archives. And in this episode, we are going to continue with our series concerning Vienna Settlement and Vienna Congress of 1814-1815. Well, we are going to look at the failures or the weaknesses of the Vienna peacemakers of the Vienna Congress of 1814-1815. Failure number one. The Vienna peacemakers failed to completely restore peace in Europe. It should be noted that, however much this congress or meeting was intended to create peace in Europe, there was a failure on the side of creating peace. Why? Because revolutions continued occurring in various states of Europe. We had revolutions occurring in small states like Italy, in German states, in 1820s, 1830s, 1848. Revolutions kept on occurring. So the Vienna peace signatories failed to fully restore peace in the whole of Europe. Another failure of the Vienna peace settlement is that the Vienna peacemakers restored what called the worst dictators. They restored the worst dictators in the names of legitimate rulers. A case in point was in France, where they restored Louis XVIII. When Louis XVIII died in 1824, he was replaced by the worst dictator in the names of Charles X. In Spain, Ferdinand VII was restored. He was also a dictator. In Naples, Ferdinand I was also restored. He was also a dictator. These dictators violated human rights. They killed people. And to make matters worse, they demolished what we call democracy. So that kind of arrangement made the Vienna settlement a complete failure. Then number three, they failed to grant small states independence. Independence was only granted to Switzerland. Other states were denied independence. A case in point are the Italian and German states. They were put under the control and harsh rule of Austria. That kind of arrangement made the Vienna peace settlement a complete failure. Interstate economic cooperation was not fully restored. Countries continued, most especially Britain, continued using what we call isolationist policy. Various countries continued isolating themselves economically. So the interstate economic cooperation was not fully achieved. Then besides that, we should also take note that the Vienna peace settlement delayed the Italian and German unifications. It should be noted that the German and Italian states were placed under the harsh Austrian rule. And this harsh Austrian rule was championed by Prince von Metternich, who employed a secret police and a highly sensitive spy network in those Italian states. So the Italians had nowhere to run to and later on to hide. That buried the forces of nationalism completely. It is not surprising that the Italians could not achieve their unification, not until 1870. And the Germans as well couldn't achieve their unification, not until 1871. Then the other failure on the side of the Congress, on the side of the Vienna Congress, is that most of the decisions were dominated by the four big states. The four big states that included Britain, Prussia, Russia, and Austria dominated the discussions in Vienna. Other small states were neglected. The views of other smaller states were not considered. That kind of arrangement made the Vienna peace settlement a complete failure. So it was a weakness, and of course, because of that weakness, no wonder the Vienna peace settlement completely failed to resolve European affairs favorably. Then the other point is the Vienna peacemakers still ignored the forces of nationalism. They ignored the forces of nationalism by combining several states to form buffer zones around France. A case in point, Belgium and Holland were combined to form the United Kingdom of Netherlands. However, you will find that these two states, Belgium and Holland, were completely different. They had different socio-economic and political backgrounds. Religious backgrounds were different. The Belgians were Catholics. The Dutch were Anglicans. Belgium was more advanced. It was more developed than Holland. So when these two states were combined, it caused what we call the rise of nationalism amongst those states, most especially in Belgium. No wonder later on, in 1831, the Belgians started revolting in 1830 to 1839, not until they got their independence. So that kind of arrangement, ignoring forces of nationalism amongst states by the Vienna peace signatories, caused further chances of the Vienna peace settlement failing. Then another one, peace was not fully restored, as I told you. Revolutions kept on occurring every now and then. So those are some of the weaknesses or failures of the Vienna peace settlement that made it a complete fiasco. Thank you so much. We have more to add on in our next video. I want to wish you all the best. Subscribe to this channel, and if there are questions, please put them in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer you all. Otherwise, stay tuned and keep the candle burning. Thank you so much.